Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Now we are going to explain about inference, faith, and opinion. We are Before that we will introduce ourselves. We are from the sixth group. As the first presenter, it's me, uh, Martin Ival Jamasi, and then as the second presenter is Yarlin Harefa. The third presenter is Winche Waruwu, and the last presenter is Yestanius Waruwu. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now let me continue to explain to you about the definition of uh, inference in inference. Alright, uh, for the first, we must to know what is the definition of inference. Uh, as well as I know that inference is something that used to give the evidence with something happen. Inference here is a rational conclusion that has been deduced or proved from the presented fact. It means inference is like evidence, but when make the inference, it is needs like a data, and then this as the result of the conclusion, a rational conclusion that has been deduced or proved, it is named inference. Yeah, it is as well as the presented facts, and specifically when we talk about the inference, it is related with the logic. Yeah, so inference is a rule of logic that is normally used for evidence during a trial. In general, inference we use in trial. This is to this is as one evidence that support us to give reason to give reason to support us to avoid or to solve something. As for example, we have the case the case is we are or I as all right. Now let's discuss about what is definition by inference. For general, let me talk to you that inference we can find it in law office or in one presentation. Why? Because the important that we must know that inference is a rational conclusion that has been deduced or proved from the presenter facts. So this is the result. This is the result by one facts that conclude, and then to conclude that it is most rational. So this is the result of rational conclusion. It is named or it is called as inference. And then specifically that inference is a rule of logic that is normally used for evidence during a trial, as well as I explain you that Inference is we can find it in law office. Why? Because when something happen or something discussed in law office, like discuss about one case, it is need namely facts or namely evidence. Yeah, uh, it is used. Yeah, it is used to give or to present the case, and then this is will support or this is will part of discussion, and then the result of discussion that discuss uh, the case, it is namely inference. So uh, it means that we can conclude that inference is a rational conclusion that has been deduced or proved from the presented facts, and specifically with inference is a rule of logic that is normally used for evidence during a trial. Now let's continue about what is the type of inference. So here we have prepare many types of inference. For the first is inference from context. Yeah, inference from context is a inference that uh, infer meaning from the context of a source. Yeah, it is the context that we talk here is the stuff surrounding a text, like the time, location, and other influence. Yeah, so that to determine the context of that inference is you must pay attention for many factor. So the factor that we must take care about to determine the context is first setting. What is setting? Setting is talk about uh, time. uh, Beside that, talk about place. So it's mean that setting involves time or place that is was right. And then the second is situation. Yeah, situation of the author. It is about responding. Yeah, it is involves an event, issue, or problem influencing the search. So that situation, the author is responding to an event, issue, or problem influencing the search. And the last is about type of publication. We must to pay attention about the type of publication of inference also. It is like news source, research report, blog post, novel, and etc. The second types of inference is inference from tone. Yeah. What is inference from tone? Yeah. It is about infer what an author means by looking at their tone. Uh, the tone is the attitude an author takes when writing. It is describe the attitude of the author that takes when writing, and then how to determine the tone. Firstly, that you must to take care or pay attention about many factors as well as the inference from context. You pay attention for three factor, and inference from tone. You will uh, pay attention for two factor. For the first is you must to pay attention with descriptive words in the search. uh, what uh, what is descriptive words in the search? It is do the adjective and adverbs sound sarcastic, angry, or impassionate. So we must to describe it. Yeah, the adjective, adverb sound, sarcastic, angry, and impatient. Do it impatient. Do it angry, or do it adverb sound sarcastic, or and then the second factor that you must to pay attention to determine the inference from tone, it is about feeling the source bring up. Yeah, feeling the source bring up. What is meaning the feelings the source brings up? It is about how does the source make you feel. So that the source that you find, the source that you use as the inference, yeah, that must you must to pay attention with how the source make you feel. And then does the author seems to intend you to feel that way, so that you must to pay attention about uh, does the author seem to intend you to feel that way, so that this is two factor that you must to pay attention about the second types, that is inference from tone.
Alright, let's continue with the third is inference from example. Inference from example is the one types of inference. Yeah. So this inference is can look for an author's meaning in their example. So this inference can look by the author's meaning in their example. Sometimes the example an author use so things the author doesn't know how to say. So by the example that they are so, we can know what is the meaning, what is the author's meaning that they are want to describe to us by the example that they are show. So to infer, to infer the inference, to infer the inference from the examples. So you or the writer uh, able to ask themselves, yeah, they are ask themselves about first why did the author choose this example. So we must to know that why the author choose this example that they are shown as their mean. And then we must to ask about what feeling does the example give me. What they are can get, what are things the feeling that they are can get from the example that they are that the author that the writer gives and mean to us. And then we must to know that what we can learn from this example that the author does not directly state. So based the example, we must know that what we are going to learn from the example. So that's all about the third type of experience. uh, and then continue with the next speaker.
Alright everyone, now I would like to continue explain to you our material about inference, fact, and opinion. In my topic is about step for making an inference. The first step is read the source and identify the genre. So before that, we must know what is the meaning of the genre. The genre is a category of or type of text. For example, science fiction is a genre of creative writing. Opinion editorial is a genre for journalistic writing. Genres are defined by their purpose and features. For example, a news report aims to convey facts and up-to-date information. Therefore, news reports include facts, statistics, and quotes from interviews. However, another journalistic genre, the opinion editorial, has a different purpose. Its purpose is to share an opinion about a subject. When reading a source, try to identify the genre, purpose, and intended effect. This is will help you draw inference. And the second step is come up with a question. For intents, you want to know whether social media was good or bad for children. You might have asked, uh, is social media more harmful or helpful for children? If you don't have a specific question to ask, you can always start with general question. Uh, Here are some general question to start with. The first is, what are the goals of the source? Second, what does the author think about that? The third, what is the author trying to imply about my subject? The fourth, what does the author think is important or irrelevant? And the last is, why does the uh, author think that happens? So there are some general questions to start with. And the third step is identify clues. For example, to answer your question, it's time to put on that detective hat. Read the source closely, identify clues along the way. Look for the context, tone, and examples used by the author. Do they give any clues to answer your questions? Write down anything you learn from your clues. For instance, in the example above, you might have identified descriptive words that show the author's tone and written them down. The four steps is make an educated guess. So before example from question, uh, in second steps, uh, the question is social media more harmful or helpful for children? And in this step, you can answer the question. Your tentative answer might have been, social media is more harmful than helpful for children. And the five steps is explain and support your inference. So now explain how you got there. uh, you explain you uh, the description about how you got there and select evidence from the source. You can also select evidence from other source for context. For instance, in the above example, you may use direct uh, quote from the source to show the author tones. The example from Inference, uh, the original sentence is Randall starts her article by starting, I'm not a celebrity, I'm not politician, I'm not a part of the 1%. I don't own a education testing company. I'm just a teacher and I just want to teach. So, based on the sentence, we can inference the sentence. Uh, the inference is uh, Nelly Randall is setting herself apart from celebrities, politicians, and others who do not know what teaching is like. She may not be relevant to everyone, but she is important to her students. Her opinion matters because she is just a teacher. So I will continue explain our material about facts. In our slide, definition about facts is a fact is a datum about one or more aspects of a circumstance which, if accepted as true and proven true, allows a logical conclusion to be reached on a true-false evaluation. Standard reference words are often used to check facts. Scientific facts are verified by repeatable, careful observation or measurement by experiment or other means. So the fact is the meaning uh, not have the opinion or not have the inference, and the fact is reality, and the facts have evidence. So that's all our explanation, and continue by the third presenter.
Alright, I will continue about the material about types of facts, example of facts, and definition about opinion. So, the first is types of facts. So, there are three types of facts that we find. The first is summative facts, the second, semi-summative facts, and the third, non-additive facts. So the first is summative facts. Summative facts are used with aggregation functions, such as sum, average, and etc. So it means here summative facts just used with aggregation function. So what is aggregation? It is about parts object together to make it a bigger object, like zoom, average, and etc. The second is semi-summative facts. There are a small number of quasi-summative facts aggregation functions that we apply. For example, consider bank account details. We also cannot we also cannot apply for a bank balance which will not have useful result, but the minimum and maximum function return useful information. The last about non-additive facts. We cannot use numerical aggregation functions such as zoom, average on non-additive facts. So, for non-additive facts, we use ratio and percentage is used. Uh, so, non-additive facts in here just use a ratio or percentage. So that's all about types of facts. Now I will continue about the example about facts. So in here there are five example that we find about facts. The first is your heart pumps blood through your body. It is facts, of course, because um, the function of our heart, namely pumps blood through our body. It is facts. The second, the leaves of growing plants are usually green. The third, some people keep dogs as pets. The fourth, 1 liter of water weighs 1 kilogram on Earth. And the fifth, there are 15 states in United States. So, so there, it is all of fifth example that we find in these facts. And the next about opinion. An opinion is a belief or attitude about something that isn't necessarily based on facts. It's your opinion that dogs make better pets than cats, but your sister thinks that cats are superior. To bet your parents' opinions is that pets are too expensive. So, what is opinion? Opinion, it is about how we think about something, how we think about something. So, but the opinion is not based on fact. So, for example, um, maybe in my opinion, dogs make better pets than cats. But I don't know how other people think. So maybe other people have a different opinion with me. So it is about opinion. So that's all that can I explain about our material and continue in the next presenter. Thank you.
Well everyone, now I will continue to explain our material that is about types of opinion. From our side, there are 6 the types of opinion. Let me read for us. The first, public opinion, group opinion, scientific opinion, legal opinion, judicial opinion, and the last is reasoned opinion. Well, I will explain to us one by one. The first is public opinion. From the public letter, we can see public opinion is the opinion from the large group of the people, of community, and etc. The second is group opinion. Let me read for us. This refers to the views and attitudes that are held by a particular group of people, such as an organization, interest group, or political party. Group opinion can be influential in shaping public opinion and policy decisions. There are in a one group and in one opinion. Then the next is scientific opinion. When we talk about scientific opinion, it means this opinion from an expert, and this opinion based on the fact. Well, the next is legal opinion. From our PPT slide, legal opinion is this refers to the views and interpretations of the law that are held by a legal experts such as judges, lawyers, and legal scholars. Well, the next is judicial opinion. Let me read for us from our slide. This refers to the written decisions and explanations that are issued by judges in legal cases. the legal opinion we can apply in the law also. The last is reasoned opinion. This opinion is one opinion that took from the evaluation. I mean here the reasoned opinion based on the careful thought. So this is really fact and useful for us. Well, the next slide is examples of opinion. So here the example of opinion is United States of America was involved in the Vietnam War versus United States of America was right to get involved in the Vietnam War. This is one of opinion, and from this example make correct and not correct. And the next is the last slide, the differences between of the inferences, fact and opinion. The first is inference. An inference is a conclusion that is drawn from what believed to be a fact. The conclusion from inference may correct and may also not correct. And the next is fact. A fact is information that cannot be disputed. Why? Because the fact is really true and many people can see. And the last is opinion. An opinion is a point of view which might be factual or erroneous. Well, that's all my explanation and thank you.